Alright, so welcome to another 902 gaming video, and today I'm going to be going over a deck that I put together based off of some of the forums on MTG Goldfish. And basically this is just Arcane Bombardment, and Arcane Bombardment says, whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery each turn, exile an instant or sorcery at random from your graveyard, then copy it, and you may cast it without paying their mana costs. So we have stuff like Explosive Singularity. If we manage to get that underneath Arcane Bombardment, it's pretty much game over for our opponent. The one problem with centering your deck entirely around one enchantment is, one Destroy Evil basically ends your day, which is why we kind of have some other ways to win. We have like Fables, we have Wedding Announcements, we have extra stuff in the sideboard over here, as you can see. We have Farewells, we have Invoke Despairs, which is another good card to get underneath Arcane Bombardment. And essentially what we want to do is have some cheap interaction with our opponent, so Soul's Partition and Pilfer. So once we drop this, if we have a couple extra treasures from Big Score or Atsushi, then we can actually cast this at the same turn that we cast this, which is basically what we want to do. We don't really want to run this out on 6, and unless we know our opponent's not playing any enchantment removal. And then we go to the sideboard, and essentially what I want to do is be able to convert into an Invoke Justice deck with Portal to Phyrexia and Bitter Reunion and Wedding Announcements, and then a couple more Atsushis. Basically just sort of morph the deck from an Arcane Bombardment to an Invoke Justice Portal to Phyrexia deck. All right, let's get on to some games and see how we do. All right, so playing best of 3 as always. I don't play anything besides best of 3. I always play best of 3. I don't play best of 1. It's pretty much its own format, and I don't particularly like it. It doesn't give you the nuance or the randomness that Magic can provide sometimes. It's basically the best version of your deck all the time, every time, and the best version of your opponent's deck all the time, every time, which doesn't leave you a lot of room for play. Okay, this is pretty good. I have Brotherhood End. I think the mana base probably needs some work, for sure. The one thing I didn't mention about Soul's Partition is it can actually protect your own permanence, so it's a good way to protect your own Arcane Bombardment. And we have Invoke Despair too, which is pretty good. It's the majority of decks. Just play the garden. Pass the turn. See how we do. Auto green, hey? No, probably won't cast Soul's Partition on anything, but just like to represent maybe a removal spell. Okay. I have two choices. I can Soul's Partition that, which I think I will, actually. They can pay extra. They can pay 4 mana for that thing if they want. Well, that's not really what I wanted. Play this, pass, and then I can cycle the Rafine's Tower. I could have left the Soul's Partition up and then basically Brotherhood end that card, but it's a bit too late, I think, at that point. I think spending my turn not doing anything and then spending another turn and letting them have a free turn is not a good idea. So I basically would have just traded this for that. This way it kind of still slows them down enough, and then when they play, if they decide to play something else, and then this, then I can probably get both of them with Brotherhood End. No, there's another one. Alright. We'll cycle this off. Okay, it's not really what I wanted. Okay, so we got a Celestis. So this time I will... Yeah, I will actually do this time. There's no reason not to. Yeah, I don't max out my mana perfectly, but... they can, if they have another land, they play this, then I can maybe Invoke Despair next turn. Actually, I'm missing a black mana for the Invoke. Okay, we'll play a land. Play the Celestis. And we'll play the Fable. On next turn, I can cast Invoke Despair if I need to. In general, you don't need to play like a combo deck. You don't need to like always have Arcane Bombardment. You can just basically play like a Mardu mid-range deck, and these just become card draw spells. Okay. It's kind of strange that they would lead with these versus this, but it's fine. Okay, well, I don't want land, and I don't want the big score, so let's see what we can draw here. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's go to combat. I mean, one of the issues with the mana base is you're trying to support Invoke Despair and then Invoke Justice out of the sideboard, so I think you can afford to be a little greedy in standard right now. I mean, there are decks that will punish you for sure, but I think overall, I think that decks aren't really that punishing. Mono blue and mono red are pretty punishing for sure, but yep. I could loot with the Celestis if I wanted to. But I don't think I will this turn. Okay. Nice. Mm-hmm. There's the bombardment. Sure. Really, the flipped doesn't really do much. All right, now we can play Atsushi. So if they kill it, then we can bombardment and cast big score as well. You got another Master's Rebuke? You had a pretty good draw there, my friend. Yep, pretty good draw, I think. Okay, so we can play this. We can play Bombardment. And we can cast Big Score. Hopefully we get a Invoke Despair here. Might get the 3 mana one. There we go. That's pretty good. Nice. All right, so I think we're going to take out the Explosive Singularity. I think maybe the Pilfers. I think an extra Atsushi can come in. I think the wedding announcements can come in. And potentially some of those, I think. Really would like an extra sweeper in the sideboard, like maybe a burn down the house or something. But that's fine. They're definitely going to bring in all their enchantment removal, which is okay as well. The one thing you really don't want to swap in this situation, because they'll probably be, whatever they bring in for enchantments also happens to destroy artifacts as well. I haven't seen mono green played in quite a while. So the deck looks pretty good. I think my opponent's just going to be on tilt here. Or they got to go pee maybe, and they'll be back. We'll just wait. Hopefully we actually get a match and not somebody just tilting after the first game. They had a pretty good draw, though. I mean, their draw was pretty busted, I think. Against the normal, like an aggressive deck, or sorry, against another. If that was just a regular, like, Grixis control deck or something like that, I think I would have gotten run over. This could also be the case for having Shieldred in the sideboard. There's a lot of ways you can go. It's probably better than having the Invoke Justice package in the side. Well, it's not really what I wanted, but double Pilfer. Well, much rather have Pilfer on the draw than on the play, so... Okay, well, they didn't play anything, so let's see what's up over there. They got a Tamiyo Safekeeping. But doesn't particularly matter at this point. So we'll play the Rafine's Tower and the Pilfer again. Did they draw it again? Oh, okay, they drew that. That's fine. Sure. They're 2 turns away from casting Silverback. So if they had, they're on 4, I would have let them have it. I should say I wouldn't have let them keep an Elder and got rid of the Tamiyos instead, or I would have gotten rid of a Silverback instead of the Tamiyo. So next turn I have 2 choices. I'll probably play the Atsuchi next turn. My opponent has been drawing extremely well. Oh, we'll play Atsushi. What does he do? Look at the top 5 cards. Okay. So we will Souls Partition him. Combat. Start getting in here. Play the announcement. Don't think I'm gonna block her. No, it's pretty good. Just going to attack with 1. I do want more tokens, so. That's a pretty good draw. Yeah. No blocks. No. They get another. Did they draw another Tameo? Nope. So. Go to combat here. And then. Yes. Cool. Oh, they need a land. Mm-hmm. We had a pretty good draw, I have to say. Triple Elder. Pretty good draw here. Oh, got a block, I guess. I have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Don't think, unfortunately. Well, Soul's Partition's not bad. I think I need to do this. Well, Pilfer doesn't do anything for me. No, unfortunately, it doesn't do anything. Going to attack because that makes Atsushi lethal next turn, I think. They would have to draw something really good here. They've been drawing very well so far. So. Don't think it's enough. This doesn't have reach. Just to gain some life. Well, that's pretty good. Wow, they drew Bananaramas there. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, so this is gonna come out. They drew really, 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 really well there. That was kind of crazy. And we're gonna try to go for. We're gonna get Pilfer out of here. I don't think that's very good. I think we're just gonna trim on maybe some Invoke Despair. Yeah, I'll cut back on this too. Maybe put let me put in that. Maybe let's do it like this. See what's up. My opponent drew insanely well in that game. But that's what mono green does. That's what most aggro decks do. They tend to draw extraordinarily well. It wouldn't have mattered no matter what I did there. They had drawing an Uvenwald is kind of bonkers. So there's not a whole lot I could have done there. They just had it basically. You know, triple silverback, only 6 lands out of however many cards it was. Uvenwald, Querin Ranger, they just had all of it basically. They also had a Tameo, which I pilfered. Maybe I shouldn't have. I could have grabbed a Silverback Elder might have been the better choice. Well. Okay. I think we're just going to go for the Fable here. I could have targeted it again, but... Interesting. I think Invoke's got to go. I think this land's got to go. Okay, well. That's something, I suppose. Yeah, just play this out. Now they can choose a double block or just regular block. That's fine. Okay, well, I on the other hand am not drawing that well. We'll play another land. Combat. So 7, he's got 4. I think we still do this now. Opponent. Always drawing the best. That's crazy. I probably actually, now that I see it, I probably should have done that. Yeah, that was stupid. That's all right. You're gonna play another Silverback Elder? I should have got rid of the artifacts as well. That was dumb. That was extremely, extremely, extremely stupid. Unfortunately, I do not have the mana. Well, just get rid of them. I'm gonna keep this to drop. I guess I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna keep it to cycle it, but opponent's not expending hardly any resources here. They have so many cards in hand. Nice, 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 nice. Opponent's drawing Bananaramas again. Alrighty. Well, GG's. GG's on that one. GG's. Opponent. Ooh, must be playing like 20 lands in their deck or something. Anyway, yeah, that's game one or match one. Didn't go quite as good. I think I should probably change the sideboard a little bit. And I think that match could have been different if I had a different sideboard with maybe depopulate and stuff like that as well. Stay tuned for match number 2. All right, so I'm going to do match number 2. I didn't make any changes yet. I feel like I should have, but opponent had. I did make a couple of mistakes in that matchup, and I shouldn't have. I should have exiled all the artifacts in that game. But they wouldn't have been able to play multiple creatures the following turn. It would have bought me some time. I should have played the land, and that's the whole reason why I didn't do it. I didn't realize I'd be sacrificing my artifacts as well. I kind of left them open. I mean, I think that was all 3 games. They had triple Silverback. So I think that's outside of the realm of general randomness. But hey, the deck worked really well for them. Okay. Oh, we got the Explosive Singularity. We have 2 Brotherhood End. It's not a great keep. Okay. So enchantments over there. Yeah. Lots of enchantments. Need another red source here. Yep. Going to be ultra weak to enchantments, but it is what it is. Not a lot I can do about that. We'll play the Fable. I don't need to cast Brotherhood End anytime soon. If they're playing Hallowed Haunting, then I'm going to need to wait for that. They can get Bitter Reunion back if they want. They just discarded a land. Okay. I did see a list like this posted recently on the MTGO website. Yep, it looks exactly like the same deck. It is exactly the same deck. Okay. We're going to discard this. And discard the caves, I think. So this turn I want to... Let's see here. Yeah, I think it's the caves. All right. That's not great. to combat. They do unfortunately have enchantment protection with this. So I guess I can sell this and then pilfer. Okay. Yeah, it looks exactly card for card like the card that I saw today, or the deck that I saw today on MTGO. I had a pretty big disadvantage against this deck. Okay. Well, that's about the best that I can do. My opponent's ability to draw unbelievable cards is quite ridiculous. Quite okay. GG's. Am I playing best of one? My opponents never, they just draw perfectly. It's so strange. So this is going to come out. Unfortunately, it's not a good matchup here. Pilfer's actually okay. I don't think Atsushi's going to be that good here. Yeah. Not a great matchup, but it is what it is. Okay. And we'll keep, I guess. It's not good, but it has a card that will likely allow me to win the game at some point. Potentially, anyways. Unless they just draw out of it like they tend to. Okay, this seems oddly familiar. Actually, I'm pretty sure that my hand was exactly the same. I had this, this, and this, and then this, and this. And I'm pretty sure I had the farewell as well in the last game. I mean, the thing about a deck like this, I'm not putting any... It's exactly the deck that I saw today. Okay. That's fine. Let's pilfer. See what's going on over there. Oh my. Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-lander that pretty good. Sure. Well, I had no way of knowing that. They would keep a 2-lander with multiple. But I mean, their spells are all really cheap, so doesn't particularly matter. I could have Souls Partition the Naturalist. But I'll definitely cast. If they don't play another land, I'll definitely cast this next turn. If they're playing the Cami of Transients as well, then it's definitely the deck that I saw today. I don't remember Bitter Reunion being in it, but... Mm-hmm. Unfortunately. Click. I'm clicking. Hello. Jeez. It was really slow. It could be running an extraordinarily low mana count. But mm-hmm. I think this is just essentially GG's here. They drew another wedding announcement as well. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Sure. Maybe they'll play their entire hand out. But I probably won't draw my 6th land that I need, so... Mm-hmm. Land, untap land, untap land, untap land, untap land. I still need another. Oh, I got my 4th black source, so. Yep. Of course. They could have Bo3. They do. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. All right. Well, that was match number 2. Unfortunately, played against yet another deck that I was not prepared for, but them's the breaks. And on to match number 3. All right. On to match number 3. This isn't a great hand. Maybe decks like this can only exist in the best of 1 format. And I'm on the draw. I have 3 black sources. I'm going to keep. If I mulligan and I had this, I would keep it anyway, so. One of the issues that I have is this card tends to run into the same dichotomy or the same issue as trying to cast this. Like, I need to cast this to defend myself, and then this doesn't come down till much later. I guess I'm not doing anything here, so I'm going to play this. Pass. I think next turn I'm going to have to hold up for this and discard this. Can also play this to block. Yep. Okay, that's a good plan. Let's play this. So 2 treasures. If he were to die, I'm going to play this. Attacks, no attacks. Pass turn. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that 8 mana? That's 9 mana. Okay. Maybe playing a few too many lands in the deck, but you really got to hit like 6 mana in this deck. You got the fight. They always have the fight card. Well, that's not that great. Could have still I saw 5 treasure tokens there I could have used. Sure. So this is the game where I would really want to see Brotherhood end, but I probably won't see it. What did I say? Oh my. Well. All right, no attacks. I could attend them to the dome, but I mean, they pretty much have to attack at this point. I mean, I block here, take 3, 4, 5, take 11, and then 2 turns I'm dead. So okay. I could 10 them. I'm gonna start picking off their... So 9 lands, 10 lands, in 20 cards. Nice. Okay, so... Oh, that was pretty sweet. Unfortunately, I don't really have a whole lot to get here. I'm going to be on the play. Yeah, I think I'm going to want this. I don't think I want Pilfer on the play. I definitely need more sweepers in my sideboard. For sure. Well, this is kind of crummy. Opponent goes. Yeah. Oh, I'm on the draw. Oh, wait, I won. I'm stupid. I'm such a dummy. It should have kept Pilfer in. I'm on the draw. Mulligan to 6. No problem. Well, that's not what you want to see. Really slows my opponent down by some time. Largely what the deck actually needs. But still needs maybe a depopulate or something in the sideboard. At least another one or two of them. What is this thing? Ugh. Could have saved for this and discarded the burn down the house or discarded the invoke despair. Oh, we just get the GGs. Well, the first game was pretty sweet. Actually, hitting the explosive singularity was a nice bonus. All right, well, we went 1 and 2 with the deck, so stay tuned for the deck tech, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to go over the deck here just quickly. Things I liked, things I didn't like. Explosive Singularity probably doesn't have a place in the deck. I think if you wanted to play this, you would probably want to play like 4 copies of it and then be all in on a combo and maybe only play like best of 1 or something like that. That being said, it's still pretty sweet to actually get the 1 copy into the graveyard. I don't make enough tokens to tap to be able to cast it, but there is, with big score and maybe playing 4 wedding announcements, you actually could get to the point where you cast it, so maybe it could be worth it in that sense if you were to play that version of the deck. Basically no Atsushi, 4 wedding announcements, and basically just kind of go all in on getting Bombardment down, and hopefully it doesn't get blown up. The Soul Partition to protect your Arcane Bombardment doesn't work out. You just need this as early removal. Actually, it was quite good because I played against a lot of green decks today. So being able to hit their mana creatures really slows them down a lot. It's basically just like a removal spell against them. It's not the best card in the world, though, against those decks. Like, I would rather have this been Fateful Absence and this have been Go for the Throat. Generally, Go for the Throat is about 50-50 now. In some matches it's good, in some matchups it's not. There's a lot of robots running around right now. But the sideboard is where I needed to make the most changes. And I think in at least the first game, had Invoke Justice and Portal to Phyrexia not have been in there, I would have had the ability to add Depopulate. In some number. And I think Brotherhood End, having 4 copies of Brotherhood End is just right now is so good with the amount of tokens and everything running around, especially on Arena. The other thing I might add is maybe a couple of copies of Shieldred. It is a great blocker against like the mono green deck. That's probably where I would run the deck right now if I were to try to play it again. Maybe middle with the mana base a little bit. I think I'm playing 25. I thought I was actually playing more than that. Maybe throw a couple of basics in there. Maybe change some of the numbers here around. The deck originally had, I think I just played everything but the 4 Boros. What's it called? Battlefield Forge. Just because I wanted to cut the pain lands, and I just mainly wanted to be black with just a bit of white and red. So the Invoke Justice really wasn't a good idea in the sideboard. The deck was pretty good. It did suffer from the not enough sweepers against creature decks, and generally the creature decks nowadays have so many ways to actually draw them extra cards that it's very hard to just play a whole bunch of sweepers and then hopefully that gets you there. You are in a sense a combo deck, so maybe it'll get you there, but again, you know, even if I were to have 4 of these and 4 of these in the deck, and then they were able to deal with my Arcane Bombardment, then I'd be in a situation where I'm not really winning with anything. It was one of the reasons why I included Atsushi to begin with, because it's a good threat. It can draw you some cards. It actually ramps you quite well. May even be better than Big Score. I may actually just want to play 4 of these in the deck and maybe a couple Shieldreds in this spot. Pilfer, it's pretty good most of the time, but drawing it really late is kind of crappy. It was basically there as something to cast that doesn't need a target at 2 mana, and it can help in the early game, but unfortunately most of the games my opponents tend to drew out of it. They tend to draw, you know, my opponent, I think in the first match, played 3 Silverback Gorillas, Silverback Elders 3 games in a row. So I definitely think that matchup I could have won had my sideboard been different, and it should have been. I think I was going a little bit too cute with the Invoke Justice. I just like that combination of Invoke Justice and Portal to Phyrexia. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.